And we're back. Welcome guys to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. My name is Rian. So I did a part 1 where I took you guys through the first 2 cars I've owned. So in part 2 I'll be kicking off today, and I'm going to take you through the next 2 cars that I've owned. Part 1 ended where I had a Polo Playa and I was in an accident. Unfortunately, insurance wrote the car off. I had to start shopping for a new car. At that stage, I didn't really know what I wanted. I was very picky with my cars. All I know, I wanted a German car. I'm a big VW fan. Started car shopping. I didn't really know what I liked. Started looking around. I shopped for a couple months, in fact, because I couldn't find what I was looking for. Then the one day, while looking in Boksburg, we came across a very neat Golf GTI. Well, at that stage I thought it was very neat. I'll tell you the story now. So it was a black one, everything black. It was the executive. So you got the 2 different models. There was a 110 kilowatt model and a 132 kilowatt model. So I had a 132 kilowatt. So it was a black one. It had black paint, black interior. It had the black Recaro seats. Absolutely amazing. It had the sunroof. Awesome car. I really loved it. 1800 turbo. So I think it was 2004 model. So I went to look at the car. Everything was fine. Checked it. So we decided, okay, cool, this is the car I'm going to get. So you wouldn't believe it. The day I picked it up, it stalled on me. It didn't even take me home. So basically it's the mobilizer that stopped working. So instead of taking the car back to where we bought the car, we took it straight to VW. Mistake number 1. We had an argument with the second-hand dealership. They didn't want to fix the car, so at the end of the day it was in our hands to fix the car. VW quoted 30,000 Rand to get it fixed, because they quoted to replace the key with the cluster, with the ECU, new keys, everything, the ignition, the whole thing. All that needs to talk to each other, otherwise the car doesn't start. And that VW quoted us 30,000 Rand. Then we decided, no, I don't have that type of money to spend on a car, first of all. And it's just way too expensive. So we started shopping around. My dad also helped me once again. Took it to the first place. They said, no, it's fine, they can fix it, they know what the problem is. 2 weeks later, no progress on the car. So took the car back. Went to the second place, the third place, the fourth place. No one could get it right. No one could get the car to start. So eventually we landed up at a performance house in Boksburg. It's not their speciality, so they do performance monster cars. They said it's fine, they can fix it. They basically swap out the entire ECU and they replace it with a dictator. With that, the immobilizer doesn't work, but the car starts. But the guy can't guarantee that the ABS and the traction control and all that is still going to work. So we decided against that option. We left that option for the last option. Then we took it to another 2 or 3 places. It also same. They can do it, but jippering, bypassing, they can't guarantee the work. And the car was sitting at home for about 6 months. So in total the car sat for 9 months. We came across a guy in Kempton, Werner. He's an ex-VW mechanic, and he landed up a Porsche, and then they decided, okay, they're going to open their own shop. And he told me, no, he can fix it. And I still remember the day we took the car to him, he said he can fix it. I was like, prove it to me. Because at this point I was very skeptical, because I think they were like the 9th or 10th place we're taking this car to. Oh, he took the car to Werner. Werner's like, no, this is wrong, this is wrong. He's like, so he sourced a new cluster and a new ECU and a new ignition from the car that was written off, also a GTI. And he coded everything together. He put the new chips in the keys. Everything worked. And the car started. So this was 9 months the car was sitting. The car started, everything ran fine. So now I can start driving the car. I can start enjoying the car. So yeah, car was brilliant. After that, nothing wrong. I didn't have any issues with that car. The car was performing absolutely great. I took it down to the coast a couple of times, like 500-600 k's. Car performed absolutely beautiful. So the GTI I drove up to 2013, from about 2010 to around 2013, 2014. I had the Golf 4 GTI. Then you guys wouldn't believe it, I betrayed the VW family and I got a Ford. I got a 2007 Ford Focus ST, the 2.5 5-cylinder turbo motor, 6-speed gearbox, 3-door, silver one. I'll put a picture up for you to see what it looks like. Absolutely awesome car, I must be honest. Even if it's American, I'm a big German fan. Car was amazing. Build quality wasn't too bad. It's not a VW look, I'm not going to argue that fact, but absolutely strong motor. It had the Volvo motor in, so it was an absolute beautiful motor. I bought that car with stage 2 hardware mods already on it. So it had the intake, it had intercooler, boost pipes, all this was already fitted to the car. Along with that, I had a controller for the ECU where I could control what stage mapping I'm using on it. So I can go from stage 1 to stage 3 plus. So on stage 3 plus you had to add octane booster and all that stuff. So I ran it every day driving stage 1, maybe stage 2. And what was interesting, on the stage 1 mapping I actually got better fuel consumption than on the stock mapping. So I generally ran it in stage 1, and then after a while I started running it stage 2 all the way. It wasn't the best on fuel consumption, but you can imagine, but also that's also the way you drive it. That 2.5 5-cylinder motor was not fuel friendly. It was absolute fuel guzzler, but absolute beautiful car. It ran very well. So standard out of the factory, it comes 166 kilowatts on the flywheel. I never personally dynoed that car. I remember we wanted to take it the one day, and the traction control just didn't want to switch off. We couldn't get the car to run on the dyno. The traction control just kept pulling in, and because the rear wheels are standing. But the previous owner that I bought it from, he said that on the stage 3 mapping they did about 190 kilowatts on the wheels, which is very respectable. So I think on stage 2 you're aiming for about 170 kilowatts on the wheels, which is still very respectable. Yeah, that car, first and second, if you need to feather the throttle very carefully. From third you can start planting, and then you can put the power down. I can remember I took on a couple of Golfs back when I still had it, and first, second you just can't, but from third you start pulling them in because they just better off the line. So I took the car on a road trip to go visit my brother in Rustenburg, and before I left I checked the oil and I checked the water, and I never put the water cap back. So I drove out all the way to Rustenburg. Car performed fine, it was wind cooled, so never overheated. Got that side stopped, and I suspect all the water boiled out. Got in, now we're on our way back, and the car overheats. And I can remember I was looking down at the gauge, and I just see the gauge go into the red, and I switch off and I pull off. I start the car again, and you can hear the car's got this funny idle to it. I suspect a head gasket. So I phoned my dad once again. He comes out, tow hitch, and he tows me all the way home. So I stay in Johannesburg, from Rustenburg all the way home. Oh, we get home, my dad and him goes away for the weekend, so the car sits, and my dad's an ex-mechanic, so he knows his cars. He gets back from the weekend, and we start opening, and we said, okay, head gaskets popped. So we open everything up, fix the head gaskets, send the heading to get skimmed again, fix all that, get a new head gaskets. Okay, car's replaced, car's running fine again. I think about 3 to 4 months later, so we go out, me and one of my friends. He also had an ST at the same time, but just a black one, also the 2.5 5-cylinder. He had a 2007 model. So we go out the one night, we do 0 to 100 runs, and on the 1 0 to 100 run I just hear and the car just loses power and it smokes. So the turbo popped. Oh, about. So I phoned Ford up, asked him 2006, what does a turbo go for? And the guy's like 35,000. And I still remember I made the joke to him, is the thing plated in gold? Like 35,000 Rand for a turbo replacement. He said, yeah, that's the price. That's not even fitted, that's price excluding that. So we started shopping around, we found a place that does recons, we buy a recon turbo, fit the turbo back. The ST I drove from around 2013 up to around 2016, I believe it was. And then I decided, no, I need to get something that's light on fuel, more economical, because the ST was just killing me on tires, on petrol, on services. It was just overall expensive to run. Okay guys, I'm going to end this video here. I'll tell you about my next car in part 3. Part 3 will be the last part of my car history. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.